Thanks, Nick.
Okay. Now call the meeting of Carbon County Board of Commissioners to order. Please rise for a moment of silence, prayer, and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father, bless us as we gather for this meeting. Guide our minds and hearts so we will work for our county. Teach us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of constituting the accuracy of written minutes. Tapes are reused, eliminating recorded records of these proceedings. Approval of the minutes of the previous meeting held September 24th, 2020.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Are there any guests concerning county business at this time? Hearing none, we'll move on. This time we have want to do a special presentation. Lisa, if you would join us up here.
Good morning.
Well, come over here where we can get you on camera. The election board thought it'd be a good idea. We continue to have people sending in numerous mail-in ballot applications, and they're asking where the ballots are and that, so we want to go over a little bit of I know we have our meeting next week for election board. We felt it was important to get it out to the public on what is going on in the election office. Lisa?
Good morning. So first I want to let you know that as of yesterday at like 5 o'clock, we have 9,196 mail-ins and absentees. That includes military as well. So we mail out military and overseas like a month before everybody else. We also started mailing some overseas just a few days ago. We have the ability to print ballots, but we can't print 35,000. So we printed those just went out 2 days ago. So if anybody hears of anybody getting them, they are valid. I just want to clear up a couple of things before I show you. So we're getting several calls about they just continually do applications because they're not getting their ballot. They didn't go out yet. So we're getting calls that they're getting red envelopes containing ballots to vote. They're getting 2 and 3. That's not the case. I don't know what they're getting, but we have nothing that goes out in a red envelope. And as far as I know, across the state, county-wise, nobody sends a ballot in a red envelope. So that's one thing. Again, if you're not sure, just call us, because we have over 3,500 duplicates right now, which is insane. Normally, we send out a letter every time someone does a duplicate, but because one person's doing 5 and 6, we're not sending letters. It's way too much mail. So with that being said, so I brought a ballot and an application just to show everybody. This is one of the applications that are going out to everybody. Whether you're registered, they're going to people that aren't even in the state. They're just, everyone's sending them everywhere. We're not sure where they're getting their list from, but they're not correct with ours. They're highlighted in yellow. It's valid, we can use it, but it didn't come from us. Because that's what people are saying, we're sending them 2 and 3.
And in particular is the addresses on them are not what we have on our shore system, so.
Right, so they're getting them from like a third party, I'm not sure where. But if it's from us, it will say Carbon County and it'll have our seal. All these are coming from Washington, Harrisburg, all over the place. Again, we can use this, but if you already submitted one and you're getting these, don't keep resubmitting, please. It's too many.
But haven't we had an issue with the addresses being wrong in those?
Some of the,
and
yeah,
not
some of the
matching
people
up?
moved, I mean, they don't have any, from what I'm understanding, they don't have an up-to-date list of anything. You know, they're just random, or they're just saying to the person at the house, and that's not even the person. So, again, if you know you're registered, if you know you did a permanent, or you did an absentee or mail-in, you don't need to submit any of these. So, this is our official ballot, which actually we're gonna start mailing tonight into probably the weekend. It's a lot of ballots to get out. We're doing the absentees first, not for any reason, just because there's a smaller total, so we can get those out like quickly And then right after that, we're gonna start with the mail-ins.
And those mail-ins will roll out over a number of days. They
Correct.
won't all be sent out on the same day.
Right, so we have 51 districts.
Mhm.
Obviously, we're gonna start with the first one, which is 4, and go to 62. We're gonna try to get them out as quick as possible. Some of them have over 500 in each, like in a district, so that's a lot of ballots to go through.
And sample ballots are online also on our
No,
website?
they
I
will
know.
be by next week.
Okay, good.
Okay, so anyway, I'm getting back, so it's a two-sided ballot, it's 8.5 by 11. I mean, excuse me, it's a one-sided ballot, the back just has our commissioners on it. This is what it looks like. When you receive your ballot, it's gonna come in an envelope like this. It'll just say official election ballot, that's it. You're gonna open that up, and you're gonna see 2 other envelopes. This tells them how to vote the ballot, color in the ovals, etc. After you color in the ovals, it has to go into this. Some of them may say official absentee ballot as well, depending on which one you got. Once that goes in here and it's sealed, it goes in this, which is returned. Your name is here with your specific barcode. We can't, you're not gonna, there's no way you can do more than one. If for some chance, like people say, oh, well, you know, I'm gonna keep sending them in, you can't. Once we scan this barcode, it's received, we can't receive anymore. It'll say it's already been counted on, as far as voting. Not the ballot, just the barcode. Once you put it in here and seal it, the back has to be completed. It's just your name, address, information, the date you signed it, and your signature. If your signature isn't on it, it's not gonna be opened. In the past, we've contacted people because we're a smaller county, with this amount, we can't do that. So if it comes in with no signature, we can't count it. People ask if they could call us to see if we received them. I mean, yeah, I would give it a few weeks at least, once you get it, because the mail is gonna be hit really hard. And I'm in touch with the post office as well, so they know what we're doing. They know how everything, you know, is gonna be processed on their end. And we're gonna continually take ballots up there. As soon as we get a case, we're gonna take them up to be mailed. Does anybody have any questions? I know it's just basic, but
Lisa, if I were not, a voter was not to put their ballot inside the secret envelope, what would occur to that ballot?
it won't count.
Right.
We were
So
told
if
from the
it's
department.
not in that internal, we emphasize that, please. Yeah.
So if your ballot is not in this, so what happens, the process is, we open the outside envelope. And then once we do that, we put all the envelopes to the side, so there's no names matched with ballots. We're gonna run the second one through the letter opener. If it's not in this, it's gonna remain in there and it's gonna put in a box that's not to be counted. I mean, it's gonna be put to the side.
That is a Supreme Court
Correct.
decision, not a county Supreme
Yeah,
Court.
absolutely.
And Lisa, husband and wife, 2 separate envelopes, right?
Correct.
1 ballot per envelope.
Correct, so a lot of times we tell them they can mail their applications in the same envelope, just because it makes it easier. And we mail them out that way sometimes too. Every person gets their own ballot, and again, everyone gets their own barcode,
Because of the barcode.
correct? And like I said, it doesn't matter if, like people say, oh, try to submit 2, you only hit 1 barcode, it's not gonna let you have somebody else's barcode. The other thing we just found out about, well, not just, but we got a form from the Department of State. If you surrender your ballot at the polling place, you have to sign a declaration. The judge has to sign it, you have to sign it, you have to give everything that I just showed you in this envelope to the judge in order to vote on election day at a polling place with the scanner. So basically, you're doing the same exact thing, it's just that you're doing it at the polling place. But if it shows that this was already mailed by us, you have to do a provisional, if you don't have all this. A lot of people are kind of on the fence, they don't know what they wanna do. I tell them, we'll send you the cancellation form so you don't get a ballot, but I need to know. Because once they go out, it's too hard to try to track them where they are and to get them back when they wanna cancel.
So you haven't received any cancellation yet, or have you? from the
Yeah,
ones
no,
you
we
sent out?
probably have about like 40. Yeah, it's just easier, so if you're not sure if you want to go to the poll before you get your ballot, we'd like to know as soon as possible. Because once it goes out, it's just more It's time consuming, and like I said, if you go to the polling place, you're still gonna vote provisional if your ballot's already been mailed. Because we do have a lot of people that kind of want to go to the polling place, but they're just not sure yet.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I see, I think a lot of people with all these mailers going out, they think the polls are closed. The polls are still open, you can go to
Exactly.
vote. I think with the overabundance of them,
Mhm.
it's like people, and that's the most common question is asked me, oh, I gotta mail my vote in.
Right.
No, the polls are still open
Correct.
like they were before.
Right. We do have some changes, but I'll go over those at the election board meeting.
Dropbox, maybe?
So, yeah, the other thing is, the state also issued something that we could have drop boxes throughout the county. They kind of have to be manned. We don't have the manpower to do that. And I don't feel comfortable doing that. After speaking with the election board, they don't really either. So we have a secure mail slot, literally in our building, so it's right next to the door when you go up the ramp. Anything can go in there, we check it. I mean, we check it once a day now, we're gonna check it a lot more later. Ballots can go in there, as long, make sure everything's signed. Applications, you know, anything to do with election can go in that drop box.
It drops into a secure
Yes.
metal box that is under lock and key. And that can be dropped off 24 hours a day.
Yeah, so if a lot of people don't wanna mail their ballots back, they can just drop them in there. If it's yours and you wanna bring it to us, you can do that as well.
One of the things we want to stress is if you are doing a mail-in, do not wait till the last minute. As soon as you get your ballot, we strongly recommend you submit it or mail it immediately. We don't want any glitches with the postal service. As long as that ballot is marked by 8 PM by the postal service, that vote will count even if it comes in several days later.
And we are open on election night until, I mean, we're there all day, obviously, but the drop slot will be checked. We also call the post office at 8 PM, they stay open for us, just to see if anybody brings anything in. Normally they don't, but, you know, we appreciate that they do that. But if you want to give your ballot in on election night, you cannot take it to your polling place. It has to come to our office.
And the other thing, if you deliver husband and wife, the wife has to be with if it's during the day, if you're
Correct.
hand delivering it.
It has to be delivered by the person whose ballot it is, which it's always been that way, but, we've had some people that, you know, they can't walk, whatever, we'll go to their car, you know, whatever they need, but we just have to make sure it's you.
Any questions let's start with I'm gonna go off agenda a little bit here, just because it's such an important issue right now with the election. So do any of the other elected officials who have been through the process somewhat, or our solicitor, have any comments at this time? Or questions? The news media, nothing, Dan? News media?
Yeah, I just want, you said that your ballots are gonna start being sent out tonight, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I mean, they're probably going in the mail tonight, but we're gonna start processing what we have. So basically, all of our applications to date are processed, everything has labels, ready to go, we're just waiting on the ballots, which, they're supposed to deliver today, UPS. Once we just confirm everything's there and ready to go, we're gonna start, so we're hoping tonight, but the first actual mailing won't take place till tomorrow.
Okay, cool. I think that was pretty much the only thing I wanted to confirm.
Okay, Kelly, one?
The only thing I have, can I see you after to get pictures of the ballots?
I didn't hear the question.
She wants to take pictures of the ballots. I mean, I can probably just give you like a sample ballot. I mean, we can just use, because we don't have them yet, so I can just have sample on it, just so we know. Yeah,
Supposed to be
I'm not
delivered
gonna be here, I'm gonna be down there, so I can just leave a copy of this with sample on it and give it to you, is that good? Okay.
And I just, one other thing, I mean, they're gonna be pretty busy the next couple days. So if you have a friend that you talk to, if you're in Lehigh and you have a friend in Nescahoning, and they don't get theirs the same day that, you know, that they got yours, wait, I mean, it's gonna take a couple days. I mean, you know, part of the county will get maybe on Monday, some might get Thursday, and it'll go like that, the process, but it is on its way, and not everybody is gonna get it on the same day. I mean, this could take over a week or a longer period of time for everybody to get their ballots.
We have people calling saying, oh, my friend in, you know, New Jersey got hers, that's nothing to do with us.
Yeah, and-
Or even my friend in Allentown, it's nothing to do with us. I don't know what other counties are doing, I don't have time to see when there's going out.
They don't need an
But
additional
I just-
1,000 phone calls.
Exactly.
Okay, any other questions by the elected officials or news media? I will go off a little bit on this, I'll stick my neck out. Anyone from the libraries, I know there's quite a few, public, have any questions now since Lisa is here, that someone else is not asking? Any other questions?
Do you need forms or anything? Like, would you want registration forms or mail-in application forms?
Sure.
Okay,
That
I mean,
would be
could you
great.
stop down after the meeting, or I don't have anything here?
Yes, that'd be great.
Would that be okay? And one other thing I just want to put out there, again, this will all kind of be reiterated at my election board meeting. So, due to the fact that everyone wants a permanent for an annual ballot, the state came out with, well, the guidance now is we have to mail every single person that applied for a permanent. Right now, that is between 4,000 and 7,000. So we have to manually put an envelope with an application in it. I don't understand it, a lot of people are doing it online, we still have to mail them one. So unless something changes, we're gonna be doing a lot of mailing.
And so that will be in January, that
I
will
think
go out?
February 1st they
January,
have to go
February,
out.
okay.
Okay,
Thanks,
anything
Lisa.
else? Thank you, Lisa. At this time, I'm gonna call on the Carbon County Library Directors. We got Kara Edmonds from Demick Memorial Library. Care to speak? Yes, come on up. At the side here, maybe we get you on camera. Mark, you just swing it a little bit, or the laptop, I don't know, so you can see it. Tony, can you just turn so we can see Lisa?
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
There you go.
Mark, you were the temporary cameraman.
Well, first, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to come and take some time at your meeting. I know it's gonna be a long one today. And if I could take a moment, I'd like to have the other librarians stand up and introduce themselves. And Marlene,
I'm Marlene Bishago from Panther Valley Public Library in Lansford.
I'm Christine D'Souza, I'm the Palmerton Area Library Director.
I'm Melissa Hoff. I'm the Library Director at the Manhattan Area Memorial Library.
and I'm Kara Edmonds. I'm the director of the Demick Memorial Library. So we're here to represent the staff, the board of trustees, the patrons of the Carbon County Libraries, and we'd like to update you on what the libraries have been doing to benefit the community, especially during these really challenging times. For years, the Carbon County Public Libraries have been using the aid that we receive from local, county, and sometimes state governments to make a wider range of resources available to the residents of our communities. And this has happened to include digital and remotely accessed resources, as well as the physical books that you're very much more familiar with. So annually, the state-aided libraries of Carbon County, through the Library District of Allentown, purchase shared database subscriptions. So this provides residents access to things like ebooks and e-magazines, as well as databases and apps like the Morning Call Online, BrainFuse homework and testing help, and Rosetta Stone language learning, Ancestry.com, and much more. And these resources from some of the state aid are valued at more than $100,000 per year. Because of these remote resources and the dedication and ingenuity of our staff, we were able to continue to serve the county throughout the COVID-19 closures. And while our buildings were closed, we used virtual programming, online reference and referral, extended Wi-Fi, and the remotely accessed resources to help meet people's needs during that time. Now, as things are opening up, we're following guidelines from the Office of Commonwealth Libraries to make sure that the public can once again use our facilities as safely as possible. And as government, workplaces, and businesses gear up, so does the need for computer access and assistance, as well as services like faxing and copying. Now, because some people lack internet access and computers, many people rely on us to help them find and print pay stubs, car registrations, and other essential documents. Our libraries have always assisted job seekers to fill out online applications and prepare resumes. And as the economy recovers, we are ready to meet even greater demand for our help. Families, too, are relying on us now more than ever. With remote learning increasing and some school libraries closed, parents and students need even greater access to our virtual resources and the in-person services that we provide. With limited budgets, residents of all ages are taking advantage of the free access to entertainment, education, and recreation that we offer. The Lehigh Carbon Library Cooperative, the LCLC, which formed in 2019, gives residents access to over 500,000 items delivered to their home library within a day or so. In addition to being able to borrow from 12 different libraries, residents can pick up and return materials at any location. In the first year, 25,000 items were shared between the libraries, and even with the 12 weeks of pandemic closures, we're on pace to exceed that number in 2020. So we've been expanding our materials and services to meet growing needs while facing increasing expenses and static or uncertain funding. Purchasing extra cleaning supplies and other safeguards has added to our budgets, while canceled fundraisers and loss of fines and fees have decreased income. We're grateful for the time that you've given us today and for the county's continued support. In light of the situation that we've laid out before you, we respectfully request an increase to the county's annual contribution to library service. Any questions?
Marlene, Christine, Melissa, would you guys like to add a comment specific to your own libraries?
Yes, mine is specific to my library, but it also, I am sure, happens at all the other libraries. Last year, I started to get to know a patron who came in because he needed help on the computer to fill out an application. If you apply for a job at McDonald's, Walmart, anywhere, you have to fill out an application online. A lot of us who went to school in the 80s or before, or even after, aren't that familiar or comfortable with computers and don't have some of us don't have computers at home. So he came in, he needed help filling out the application. So we helped him and he got a job. And then his hours were cut, so he also had to apply for unemployment. Also online, unless you want to stay on the phone for hours and hours, and if you have to get to your job, that's hard. So we did that. We had our little library date every 2 weeks, and he came in and we sat down and we did that with him. And then right before the pandemic, he got a job, a full-time job, where he didn't have to file for unemployment, and it was an essential job. So he was employed all the way through the shutdowns. Then just a couple weeks ago, I got a call on the answering machine, and it was my friend, and he said, "Can I come down? I need help with an application." I thought, oh no, I hope we don't have to go through all of the application processes again. And I called him up and he said, it's actually for a second job. So he had the job, he wants to get even farther ahead, get a car so he can get, some more hours and get around. So he needed help with an application with his second job. So I think that illustrates really well one of the really important things that we do for all of the community. All of us are affected at some time in our life by hard times or unemployment or whatever, or not being able to use a computer. But you always have somewhere to come. Even when we were closed, you could email us. So you always have somewhere to come for somebody to help you get through the rough patches. And that didn't just help this gentleman, it helped out all of us, because when other people are thriving, our whole community thrives. So I just wanted to give that little story, because that's just one story of many stories that we all could tell about people who need all the different things that they sometimes can't do on their own that we help with. So thank you for letting me share that, and I will turn it over to Christine if she has something.
I would just like to say that I always think of libraries as a certain way of saying that whenever somebody has a question, they come to us first, for better or for worse. Somebody has a fight with their landlord, they come to us to see if they can get legal paperwork or see who they should contact. Somebody becomes unemployed, they come to us to see where they start to fill out their unemployment. A kid comes out of school and they find out their mom had an emergency, sometimes she tells them to come to the library. If anybody has a question, where they come first, most of the time, is to us. And we would love to facilitate our community in that aspect even more. And with extra money, that would be possible for us. Thank you.
I'm from Panther Valley Public Library, and we were totally different than the 3 libraries right here. We were totally run by volunteers. Right now, we're operating on 2 days during the week and 1 day at nighttime. Basically, we've lost a lot of our funding, basically through donations. Because of the pandemic, we haven't been able to have our fundraisers. So the amount of money that we have right now is very limited compared to what we usually get. Basically, we help the same way as what the other libraries are saying, but they're in a much bigger aspect than what we are. But as a small community library, I think we're a huge asset to the Panther Valley area because a lot of people don't have computers at home, don't have the internet, and they need help, as these ladies have stated, with similar aspects of what we do. So it's difficult for us as a volunteer because we don't have the funding like everybody else does, but we do the best we can. And we appreciate your help.
Melissa, for a while, the Panther Valley High School Library was closed, was it not?
Yes, it is closed,
Right.
and they used to give us funding, the
Right.
school district, but we do not get any more. I think it's been maybe the last 3 or 4 years, we have not received funding from the Panther Valley High School. So basically, our funding is through, our drive started right before the pandemic, and then that fell through. We usually have fund drives. We do the Hootenanny up at Summit Hill, and then we have a basket sale, a book sale, and donations from the public, and that has decreased because us not being open for the past, 2 months of the pandemic when everything was shut down. So it's been a little difficult, plus our expenses have gone up because we had to buy stuff for the pandemic. So that's what I could tell you.
Melissa, are you all a 501c3?
Yes.
Did you apply for our Carbon County block grant?
I did, but I didn't, unfortunately, because I really don't know how to scan. I did it through the mail.
Right.
And I was rejected because I had to do it online, which I did not know. So I did not get it.
All right, well, we will be talking a little bit later about our second round.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to reach back out to us later in the week or next week, and we'll talk to you in a little bit more detail so that you can resubmit that if indeed, the information you provided was correct, okay?
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, and in regards to funding, I just saw the bi-monthly issue that the commissioners received of rural perspectives. And they've just done a recap, some studies in regards to library. And you mentioned funding, and that was reported as the most significant issue for our rural libraries. Matter of fact, that on average, libraries spend 20% of their time trying to fundraise. And for an institution like the Panther Valley, serves the coal region, even more so, I think. I saw a couple other comments that they made. A reduction in state funding has hit rural libraries much harder than urban libraries.
We don't get any state funding whatsoever.
Yep. And state revenue to libraries has actually fallen overall by about 8% in the last 2 years. And local government funding ranks second lowest among all states here in Pennsylvania.
Any other comments? One yet, have,
I'm sorry, just to make it clear, the Panther Valley Library does not receive state funding, but the other 3 of us do. So, and we're very grateful for that. But I do want to point out that this year, only 5/12 of our funding, our state funding, has been approved by the legislature so far. We're hoping that the rest will come, but we're not sure. So that's another area where we're kind of uncertain. And I'm Melissa, by the way. It's hard to confuse us, especially with the masks. But anyway, so I just thought that I would let you know that.
thank you for.
I have one other thing to comment on the library. I hear a lot of technology and, getting people jobs, and it's very important. But one of the things that I personally did, I was researching history for a marker for England Heights area. And I had the privilege of going in the basement. And a lot of people don't realize that our libraries are our history. I mean, I researched through books that had newspapers back to 1900, you know, and you see a pair of shoes in there for a penny and a car for $495. I mean, it's like very interesting, but we can't lose our libraries. I mean, it's helping the people now, and it's preserving our history. So I think whatever we could do, I think we should.
Thank you.
Have the library submitted a request to the commissioners as in the past annually? We're in the middle of the, or beginning of the budget cycle. So normally the libraries would do a request for funding.
Okay.
I think most of the letters in the past have named an amount. I'm not, so I would strongly recommend, so we have the proper documentation when we do our budget, that all the libraries submit a request to the commissioners.
Okay.
Soon. And one thing real quick, for those that might qualify on the grant rounding while you're here, I don't know if you're leaving right away because of bid opening and long meeting, but that'll be opening up the 16th and closing on October 30th. So start to prepare your applications if you're gonna do it now.
I have a question. If you've already applied for the block grant, but were not approved that the first round, can you reapply or no?
Well, let's see, I don't know if why you weren't approved, and we'll have to find out why. And if it's a problem that can be rectified, that we can get funding to you, we'll do what we can.
I think it was approved, but then it wasn't funded, or
Well,
I have
again,
to look-
it's about, do you meet the eligibility requirements?
Right.
Did you receive some type of other CARES associated
Okay.
funding? And
would-
letters are going out to those who were deemed totally ineligible, helping clarify the reason why it might have been a zero.
Would receiving a PPP loan
Yeah.
disqualify you?
It could, because it's an offset. If you receive 10,000 in PPP and you're asking for 10,000 from the county, you're not gonna receive it.
Okay.
And also, those who did not receive PPP or EIDL were placed on a higher priority also during the process.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
And if you could pass that to Weatherly Library also, as
Yes.
I know that's the only library
Yeah.
not
I
represented
think,
today.
Jim Thorpe Penn Kidder is the same now, so.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're good.
I didn't want to have to be told, I didn't want to have to be told to do my job.
But listen,
Help
you need a
Mark.
cameraman this afternoon.
I don't want to take her job.
I think I got it for next week.
Okay.
They had the interviews and everything.
Okay, our next item is the opening of bids, renovations to 44 and 76 Susquehanna Street. First contract is General Construction. First bidder, Blue Ridge Construction Incorporated of Reading, Pennsylvania. Let's see here.
You can read all three or the total.
Would you like me to read all three or just the total?
Total, let's, yeah, just go with total.
Okay, the total is $2,395.
Want to read that again?
$2,395,000.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, 395,
Yeah.
not 395.
I'm sorry. I
Okay.
screwed that up. I messed
Okay.
it
Have me double check it.
Oh, okay.
up. I'm glad I did
Okay.
that.
Oops.
Oops.
There is a bid bond, 10%.
Next bidder is Bracy Construction Incorporated out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. I'll read this one right now. $2,457,000.
There is a 10% bid bond.
Next bidder is CMG of Easton Incorporated out of Easton, Pennsylvania. The total amount bid, $2,499,000. And that's it for general then. After we took the bid off.
Since I'm representing one of the GCs, are you going to make a decision at this meeting, or you're gonna go through the solicitor and then?
Yes, yes. well,
Okay, so
yeah.
I'm
That motion will be
I'm
coming
gonna
up.
leave then, so
Yeah.
I can get to my other bid opening. Thank you.
What, Tony, 1 week?
Yes, 1 week.
Well, we.
We'll announce it next week.
Oh, go for it, you're fine.
Was there a bid bond there?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll move the table the bid for a period not to exceed 1 week so that they can be assessed for meeting the lowest technically responsible requirement.
And I will second that.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes,
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Okay, our next contract is for plumbing. The first bidder is KC Mechanical out of Mount Bethel, Pennsylvania. Total amount bid, $417,000.
Can I open them for you?
Okay, pass them on after I give you this one.
There is a 10% bid bond.
Next bidder is Michael Mechanical Incorporated out of Telford, Pennsylvania. The amount bid, $378,000.
There is a 10% bid bond.
Our next bidder is Bognet Incorporated out of Hazleton, Pennsylvania. Total amount bid, $349,000.
Okay, there is a 10% bid bond.
Okay. And our next bidder is JBM Mechanical Incorporated of Nazareth, Pennsylvania. The total amount bid, $333,000. And that is all of the bidders for the plumbing.
There is a 10% bid bond. We'll go back to that one.
Very good.
Do I have a motion to,
Yep, I'll move to table the bids for a period not to exceed 1 week so that they can be assessed for meeting the lowest technically responsible requirement.
I'll second that.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
yes,
Our next contract is mechanical construction. First bidder is KC Mechanical Services out of Mount Bethel, Pennsylvania. The total amount bid, $638,000.
Okay, there is a 10% bid bonus.
Next bidder is Myco Mechanical out of Telford, Pennsylvania. The total amount bid, $561,000.
There is a 10% bid bonus.
Next bidder, Bognet Incorporated of Stapleton, Pennsylvania. Total amount bid, $628,000.
There is a 10% bid bonus.
Okay, the next bidder is Shannon A. Smith Electrical and Mechanical, Myerstown, Pennsylvania. The total amount bid, $514,635.
There is a 10% bid bonus.
Next bidder is Leibold Incorporated out of Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Total amount bid, $499,500.
All right, there is a 10% bid bonus.
And our last bidder is JVM Mechanical Incorporated, Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Total amount bid, $594,000.
Yep, we're okay. Yeah, there is a 10% bid bonus.
Move to table the bids for a period not to exceed 1 week in order that they can be assessed for meeting the lowest lowest technically responsible bid requirement.
I'll second that.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Next item is the electrical construction. First bidder is Larry McCullion of Somerville, Pennsylvania. The total amount bid, $773,740.
She made it 100% instead of 10%. That's even better. Yeah, there's a 10% or 100% before that.
Okay. The next bidder, Wind Gap Electric Incorporated, Wind Gap, Pennsylvania. The total amount bid, $643,712.
There is a 10% they voted on this.
Next bidder is GR Nodal Electrical Construction Incorporated, Clark Summit, Pennsylvania. The amount bid, $594,750.
There is a 10% they voted.
Next, Orlando Diefendorfer Electrical Contract Incorporated, Allentown, Pennsylvania, $537,000.
Move past it.
Not moving fast.
There is a 10% they voted.
Next bidder, Villatier Electric out of Rochester, New York. Total amount bid, $614,283.
There is a 10% they voted.
And our last bidder for the electrical contract is North End Electric out of Scranton, Pennsylvania. The amount bid, $526,790.
There is a 10% they voted.
Move to table the bids for a period not to exceed 1 week so that they can be assessed for meeting the lowest technically responsible requirements.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The next contract is the fire protection construction. We have one bidder, Anchor Fire Protection Company Incorporated out of Perkiomen, Pennsylvania. Total amount bid, $63,750. $600.
There is a 10% bid limit.
Move to table the bid for a period not to exceed 1 week so it can be assessed for meeting the lowest technically responsible bid requirement.
Second that.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
And the final contract is the elevator construction. One bidder, CMG of Easton Incorporated, Easton, Pennsylvania. The total amount bid, $128,000.
There is a 10% bid limit.
Move to table the bid for a period of not to exceed 1 week so that it can be assessed for meeting the lowest technically responsible bid requirement.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
If I could just congratulate Tony, looking at a quick average of numbers there, your estimate was right in the ballpark. You know, so great
About
job.
4.5.
Yeah, right around 4.5, yeah.
Yeah, the lowest bids that I've just calculated are just under $4 million.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with those bids, there's also a 10% allowance
Allowance.
within those.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff, Tony.
Good job.
The next item is the report of executive sessions held.
There was one executive session held at September 29th at 11 a.m. for personnel.
Department reports, the budget transfers.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
There are no supplemental appropriations. Expenditures, approval of payroll check numbers 72797 through 72838 and direct deposit check numbers 6023504 through 6023928 for the payroll paid through the payroll fund checking account for all county funds totaling $599,728.20. This is the payroll dated September 25th, 2020.
Move to ratify.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Approval of check numbers 215829 through 215912 for expenditures through the general fund clearing account. Totaling $201,686.67.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The treasurer's report?
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Okay, at this time, we'll recess our weekly meeting of the commissioners, and I now call the monthly meeting of the salary board to order.
The first item is the approval of the minutes of the salary board meeting held September 3rd, 2020.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Are there any guests concerning salary board at this time? Hearing none, we'll move on.
Report of executive sessions held.
There was one executive session held on September 28th at 10:30 a.m.
First item is courts. Mr. Armstrong?
Magisterial District Judge of Weatherly, change the rate of one secretary two from $13.72 per hour, grade 7, step D, to $14.13 per hour, grade 7, step E, effective October 7th, 2020.
Move to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Domestic Relations, change the rate of one Domestic Relations Assistant Director from $21.85 per hour, grade S11, step A, to $22.51 per hour, grade S11, step B, effective October 14th, 2020.
Move to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Change the rate of one domestic relations specialist two from $11.95 per hour, grade 6, step A, $12.31 per hour, grade 6, step B, effective October 4th, 2020.
Move to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Change the rate of one domestic relations specialist one from $10.84 per hour, grade 4, step A, to $11.16 per hour, grade 4, step B, effective October 31st, 2020.
Move to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
District Attorney?
No.
No? Okay. Change the rate of one part-time victim witness coordinator from $17.01 per hour, grade 9, step H, to $13.84 per hour, grade 9, step A, effective October 3rd, 2020.
Move to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Prothonotary, Mrs. Semmel?
Good morning. Establish the position of one temporary part-time clerical assistant at $10.84 per hour, grade 4, step A, not to exceed 26 weeks effective October 1st, 2020. Notated to exclude from retirement plan, not anticipated to work 1,000 hours.
I will second that on discussion. This is we had discussed this before, that it was gonna be like for a year, and then we came to the conclusion that we were gonna possibly do the 26 weeks. And I think before I said about that, like, if you would have a person working 16 hours a week, they would only come to 416 hours within that time. So I think that's something that you just gotta watch. And one of the issues I think that came up that was brought to our attention, that we're having a lot of people from out of the county that were processing wedding licenses and passports. And I think we have to look into something like that, if out of county people, if we can actually charge additional money to bring more money within the county. Otherwise than that, I really have no other issue with it. It's just that I think we want to watch out for that it can be an additional income for us.
My comment would be, it's critical that we establish critical positions outside of our normal cycle, which is an annual salary board. This is an anomaly period. As Commissioner Arnold stated, 70%, I understand, and that's an estimate, of folks being served by this position would be out-of-county residents. It is not the focus of Carbon County government to serve out-of-Carbon County residents. So I definitely would like to see us how we refine our policy, if possible, for processing this. And I will also, up until the annual salary board, stand against this position. Was there an actual motion made?
Yes, there was.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
second.
okay.
Okay. I call for the vote. Mrs. Semmel?
Yes.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
No.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The treasurer?
Good morning. I'd like to make the motion to change the rate of one first deputy treasurer from $16.30 per hour, grade S5, step A, to $16.78 per hour, grade S5, step B, effective November 4th, 2020.
I'll second that.
Mr. Sheehan?
Yes?
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Thank you.
Area Agency on Aging, change the rate of one aging care manager supervisor 2 from $19.82 per hour, grade S9, step A, to $20.42 per hour, grade S9, step B, effective October 21st, 2020.
I'll move.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Change the rate of one aging care manager 2 from $15.26 per hour, grade 11, step A, to $15.72 per hour, grade 11, step B, effective October 15th, 2020.
Move the change.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arnott?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The animal shelter. Change the rate of one part-time canine officer from $10.63 per hour, grade 3, step B, to $10.32 per hour, grade 3, step A, effective October 1st, 2020.
Move the change.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arnott?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Corrections, change the rate of one site coordinator prison from $15.52 per hour, grade S4, step A, to $21.67 per hour, grade S6, step I, effective October 7th, 2020.
Move to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arnott?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Abolish the position of one site coordinator trainee at $19.25 per hour, grade S6, step E, effective October 7th, 2020.
Move to abolish.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arnott?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Elections, establish the position of one department clerk 3 at $11.95 per hour, grade 6, step A, effective October 1st, 2020.
Move to establish.
I'll make the second on that on discussion. This has been a position that's been up before. And just from some of my notes here that I've been taking in the past, currently there are 4 part-time employees that work on limited hours that we have approved. One of them was vacant for several weeks. In addition to that, there are several employees throughout the county that are capable of working in elections to combat the excess of mail ballots. When you look at the time sheets, there's several weeks prior and a few weeks after the election with overabundance of hours, not for the entire year. The on-hands deck has been a quote around here for years, which means other department employees go to elections to help out for election at election time. Most of the discussion has been over the abundance of mail ballots. So is the coronavirus pandemic a distraction to a common situation that we have. Creating a new position will not help our situation with the mail-in ballots at this time. Right now, I think we should be focusing on the election. And if there would be a position, and I said, if we would need a position and that could be presented to us that we would need it, I think it needs a little bit research, but what we would need would actually be an election technician. With an election technician, you know, you'd have a job description that the person would be comprehensive in the SURE system, you know, like locating voter addresses, receiving and processing cash, explaining petitions. You know, there's all kinds of job descriptions to this, and even with the person that during elections that they might have to work up to 16 hours. And I said, not that I'm saying that we do not need a position, but I really feel at this time it doesn't. But with the changing of the election staff, including the director is gonna have all different kind of changes. We were talking about, you know, maybe it might be the possibility that we might print our own ballots, you know, that we have to look into. And a new position should add expertise to the department. You just don't create a position just for the sake of having an extra person. I mean, that's my thing. And I think we lose people out of our office here. And we should get to the point that election is self-sufficient, you know, and I have no problem with that. And maybe if there was a plan from the top to the bottom, how it was done, I mean, I would be acceptable to that. But at this time, I think we gotta just focus on this election.
And Commissioner Arner, I would agree that this position at this time won't make a difference for November 3rd. Therefore, it should be put into the normal salary board process, and that position should be brought up in January. And if we don't have enough information to make a positive decision at that time, then it gets pushed down the road until we have enough understanding of the actual environment going forward that that position would be working in.
Okay.
As far as the job description, it'd be the same as what the two current employees doing. They all have to do that SURE system, they all have to know how it works. They have to share the responsibilities and do a little bit of everything. Lisa has to be freed up for some time and to answer all the questions and calls that they currently, that Jane cannot do. I just think you're making a gross mistake. This is not gonna change, as you heard Lisa say this morning, that, you know, the amount of letters that are gonna have to go out, the process that they have. I don't know if you were down there to visit in the evening hours when all these people are working, and I just, you know, totally disagree, but we'll call for the vote, unless there's further comment.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
No.
Mr. Lukasevich?
No.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Okay, the next item on the agenda was to abolish the position of one part-time election clerk at $10.32 per hour, grade 3, step A, effective October 1st, 2020. It's my understanding this motion was to coincide with the other.
So we just let it die.
Right.
Okay, the next item is WIOA. Change the rate of one WIOA fiscal manager career link fiscal agent from $23.42 per hour, grade S10, step E, to $24.12 per hour, grade S10, step F, effective November 1st, 2020.
Move to change the rate.
And I will second that, just with a little bit of a question on that. This involves all the 4 counties, correct? I mean, is this under the 4 counties? Do we
No.
have to,
No.
it doesn't, it's just us as the administrators,
As the
we can make that
administrator,
decision?
it's a county
Okay,
position.
okay, that's fine. I didn't know if we had to get approval from the
No.
other counties. Okay,
Okay, Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Any further business for the salary board? Hearing none, meeting adjourned. We'll reconvene our weekly meeting of the commissioners.
Okay, the next item is the personnel report.
Move to approve.
Second,
Mr. Arner?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Correspondence was received as listed. Copies will be made available to the press upon request. Advertising. For approval, authorize the advertisement of the invitation to bid for Community Development Block Grant Project, Lehighton Borough Sidewalks, fiscal year 2016, 17, and 18, replacing the ADA handicap ramps at the corners of 2nd, 3rd, and 6th Streets on Iron Street.
Move to approve.
So, second,
Mr. Arner?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Authorize the advertisement of the second public hearing notice regarding the fiscal year 2020 Community Development Block Grant Funds and application for entitlement and non-entitlement communities.
Move to approve.
I'll second,
Mr. Arner?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Authorize the revised advertisement of all legal notices relative to the 2020 general election.
Move to advertise.
Second,
Mr. Arner?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Children and Youth, for approval and execution, an addendum to extend the rates of the contract for 2019-2020 purchase of service agreement for 180 days from the fiscal year ending July 30th, 2020, or until finalization of the fiscal year 2020-2021 contract with United Children's Homes Incorporated of West Hazelton, Pennsylvania.
So moved,
Second.
Mr. Arner?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Courts for approval and execution. A revised general policies, payment policies, and rate sheet to the agreement with Words for the Eyes, LLC of Allentown, Pennsylvania, for interpretation services for the deaf. The service is on an as-needed basis. Increased rates range from $58 to $128 per hour plus travel. The revisions are effective August 1, 2020.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The COVID-19 County Relief Block Grant for ratification. The electronic execution of the First Amendment to the agreement with the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development for the COVID-19 County Relief Block Grant contract in the amount of $5,796,203. The amendment outlines programmatic changes and modifications outlined in Appendix C, special conditions and assurances.
Move to ratify.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
District Court offices for ratification, utilization of constables for coverage in all 4 district court offices to October 31, 2020, at the rate of $13 per hour per the constable fee bill and request of the court.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Johnson Controls for approval and execution. A service solution agreement effective October 1, 2020 through September 30th, 2025 with Johnson Controls Fire Protection LP of Allentown, Pennsylvania for intrusion monitoring DSC intrusion system, burglar alarm monitoring basic services up to 100 devices for the Carbon County District Court Office 56-3-04, Weatherly, Pennsylvania. The cost is $384 per year.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Emergency management for approval. The state fiscal year 2020-2021 hazardous materials response fund budget for the grant performance period of July 1, 2020 through June 30th, 2021 in the amount of $8,492.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Information technology for approval and execution. Establish a new service agreement with Penteledata for internet access via cable modem for relocated offices from 76 Susquehanna Street at the temporary location of 410 Center Avenue with a one-time setup fee of $88 and a monthly fee of $115.64.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Contract and service agreement with Penteledata provide fiber dedicated data transmission line from temporary office space at 410 Center Avenue to the IT area in the county administration building. Fees are as follows: a non-recurring fee of $500 and a monthly fee of $1,038.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The parking lot trail project for ratification. Electronic approval to award the contract with J.D. Ekman Incorporated of Ann, Pennsylvania for construction of the trail through the county parking lot as recommended by the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. The agreement is in the amount of $321,718.50. Said costs are covered under the Transportation Alternatives Set-Aside Grant.
Move to ratify.
Second, with just a little bit of a comment on this. This bid is being accepted now, but the work will probably, due to the weather and with all, we're probably gonna have a lot of people in the area within the next couple months. It's probably gonna be put off till like the 3rd or the 4th week of March, depending on how the weather is. And the project will probably only last approximately 3 weeks. So it shouldn't interrupt anything for next year. And it is one of those things, and I mean, the 3 of us commissioners looked at it, and it's to help the trail, and the main focus is the safety of the people in the parking lot. And that's all I have to say.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notes?
Yes.
A service agreement for approval and execution, the annual renewal of the elevator service agreement with Schindler Elevator Corporation for the courthouse, annex, and 76 Susquehanna Street at a total cost of $10,089.24. This represents an increase of $651.24. The agreement will continue and renew for similar periods until October 15, 2023, unless terminated by either party written notice of at least 90 days prior and not more than 120 days before the termination date.
Yep, move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The solicitor's report?
Thank you. County Buildings for approval and execution, a lease agreement between the county and Jim Thorpe Area School District for rental of temporary office space at 410 Center Avenue in Jim Thorpe. The agreement will commence October 1, 2020, expire June 30, 2021 at the cost of a total rental of $31,658.20 for the 9-month term.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Domestic Relations, 4D, for approval and execution, a contract between the County of Carbon, Eileen Deal, Esquire of Center Valley, Pennsylvania, and the Carbon County Court of Common Pleas Domestic Relations Office for provision of legal services hearing officer as required under the 4D Cooperative Agreement. The term of the contract shall be October 1, 2020 to September 30, 2025 at the rate of $125 per hour.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
For approval and execution, an agreement between the county, the Court of Common Pleas Domestic Relations Office, and Eileen Deal Esquire for provision of professional legal services as domestic relations hearing officer and custody divorce master. Compensation shall be $60,000 annual in 12 monthly installments of $5,000. The term of the agreement is October 1, 2020 to September 30, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. For the court administrator, can we expect, understanding that this is a contracted position and not a county employee, but given where you're at in the court's budget, can the Board of Commissioners expect additional salary increases for individuals who work for the courts? And can we expect the establishment of additional positions in your draft budget for next year?
I'm not sure I can comment because don't have all the details in front of me. It's a president judge who would make those kind of recommendations.
So we don't have their draft budget input yet, Ellen?
It's been sent over, but I don't have details in front of me.
All right. So my concern is, again, we're making a financial commitment before having the opportunity to look at the overall impact to the budget. In addition, we know historically, and Wayne has told us numerous times, there's an expectation when you see one salary increase that 399 other employees are asking for something similar. So my thought would be, wouldn't it make more sense to look at this holistically? Therefore, simply extend the existing contract for 2 months to the end of the fiscal year, and then allow us to look at this $5,000 a year increase in a holistic sense, and based upon the overall request that you might have for the courts.
This is not a county position.
I
This is a
realize I
contract
said that.
where the person has not had an increase in 5 years. The person now asks for an increase. We had made an offer. That person refused that offer, but did go for the 60,000, which in 5 years would have been over the 60,000, would have been 61,250. So I don't think you can compare this to a county employee getting annual raises. Had this position gotten a raise, the same as the county employees, because it was a contract, did not get the raise, but if it would have been a county employee, they would have got benefits as well as the increases that would have been over 60,000 already.
Yeah, what I do realize, this career field, the legal career field, in positions in the county, is only second to corrections officers. The county employs more than 24, or fills more than 24 legal positions. Matter of fact, taking this position to 60,000 would put this individual within $600 of our current public defender. I don't see the equity there in hours and work, from my perspective. So again, my recommendation would be to not approve this position increase at this time until we can take a holistic examination of the budget request coming forth from the courts.
In refusing or turning down this position at this point in time, would that affect the previous motion for that person to take the other position?
With the $125 an hour.
Right. Would that person, if they don't get this agreement, would that person then change their mind and not take that agreement?
I'd even, how about this? What if, the possibility is to give this individual, extend the contract for 2 months with a modification of $5,000 a month through the remainder of the fiscal year, and not approve a 5-year contract at $60,000. It's just an extension of a contract with a modified increase. And then again, that gives us the opportunity to look holistically at the court's forthcoming requests for salary increases and additional positions and how that impacts. So what you'd be doing is, for the rest of this year, you'd be increasing the salary commensurate with this motion, but we would not be making a 5-year commitment until we can assess it with the overall budget request.
Any further discussion?
And is this, like, was this contract up now, or when it, I mean,
October
It's up
3rd.
now.
okay.
With October 31st or September?
Actually, the previous contract expired yesterday.
Right.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
up for renewal for the court.
Yeah, it has the 30th, or what would be the 30th, correct? Okay.
You have a motion probably second. Any further discussion? If not, call for vote.
Mr. Arner?
Can we table this for a week until we get more information, or don't we want to do that?
We have no agreement then.
With
With
the
anyone.
counselor to provide legal services.
We have no one to fill the position if you do that.
Well, we could make a motion to extend the existing contract.
Well, we have a motion on the floor by.
Right,
Mr.
that's the
Arnold,
vote
second
this
by
one down,
myself.
right,
So
yeah.
either we
Yeah,
vote
we'd
down
have to
or
vote on it
move
and then a
forward.
follow-up motion.
And in this here, what was the reasoning for, I mean, usually like when you have a contract, if we do our leases or whatever, it's the year and then the next year it'll go up and it'll go up. What was the reason for not ever having any increase in this contract in the first place?
Because that's what we agreed on 5 years ago, and that's what the person
Yeah.
wanted to, that's what became before the Board of Commissioners from the
Yeah.
previous court administrator in the courts. So we went along with that, that's what was recommended, and we passed the motion as such.
And I think
Again,
just with our, like when we do our negotiating in the first place, people always come to this, I hope this just doesn't reflect back on this, that if somebody forgot to put their raises in for 3 years, that they want that extra money. I mean, they should, this is a little bit of a different of a contract here, but, I just hope that everybody doesn't come and say, well, this one didn't get a raise for 3 years, or they should have been on another step. Now we're gonna run into it that
This
it's,
position under a contract, it's on like the public defenders and the district attorneys, the part-timers and that, they get benefits, this person does not. That's another thing we have to consider in this type of an agreement. Mr. Miscavige.
So to answer Commissioner Arner's question, the 4D contracts run on a period of time. They're In this case, it's an independent contract, it's not an employee.
Right.
This individual agreed to provide her professional services for the term of that contract, which was set a 4-year term, I believe, the last time. Now the courts are recommending they coincide with the 4D contracts with the state, which are 5-year terms. That's why you approve the ones for Attorney Hatton, the sheriff.
Those two.
You know, they were 5-year terms, you've already approved those. So this individual had previously agreed to work. That was a negotiated contract. She agreed to work those 5 years or 4 years at a flat rate. So there was no built-in increase because that was the agreement of the parties. It wasn't that it was overlooked, it wasn't an oversight, that was a negotiated rate. So in this case, they've now recommended go to a 5-year term to coincide with the term of the 4D agreements with the state. And I guess the courts and Attorney Deal are recommending, again, a flat rate for the 5 years.
But like I said, I look at it, this is like you can almost say a 9.5% rate, and I hope that just doesn't pass down for everybody.
This is not an employee, though.
Yeah, but it still impacts
But it
the
shows the
overall
appearance
budget.
of
And
the
again,
other people in the building.
we've continued to hear from January 6th, just the same reason why we gave everyone a 3% increase. What did we hear? We heard, well, we gave it to the union people, so we have to give it to everyone. You know, so we set a precedence. And again, this is another example of that, where it's gonna be, well, we gave it to this one without holistically looking at the budget, and well, we're gonna give it to everyone else, because you're gonna have 24 solicitors and legal profession individuals coming and saying, well, we gave an extra 5,000 to this individual, recognizing it's a contractor, but why shouldn't we get a similar compensation?
But they did over the last several years, if they've been here a while, they've gotten that increases already. This person has not.
Rational thinking often goes out of the window with raises.
Okay, call for the vote.
Well, we did. It did call for the vote.
Yeah.
Of its own right.
Yeah.
I would do it.
I'll say yes to it, but to reflect that, I hope this doesn't, reflect back on the other people that are, that are expecting a 9.5% raise.
Mr. Lukasevich?
No.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Magistrate's Office in Weatherly, lease termination for approval with authorization to proceed with the 30-day notice of termination of the lease agreement with Claudio and Josephine Gambino of Langhorne, Pennsylvania, for rental space for Magisterial District Office in Weatherly, situated at 200 Carbon Street. The termination will be effective October 31, 2020, and the reason being the relocation of the offices to the new borough building.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Parking ordinance, for adoption ordinance number 2020-02 of the County of Carbon, establishing and providing for parking kiosks, multi-space parking meters, establishing kiosk zones, establishing and regulating unmetered parking lots, regulating parking, ticketing, and providing penalties for violation. Ordinance numbers 20801, 21302, 21401, 2021804 are hereby deleted and revoked in their entirety.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion. So just to clarify, the deletions and revocation will take place upon an effective date being established, correct? Right. Okay.
Yeah, the ordinance says the effective date will be established at a later time by a resolution of the Board of Commissioners.
Yep.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Tax claim for adoption, a resolution authorizing the archiving fee of $3 per document, which includes importation, scanning, and indexing of the documents for digital retrieval.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Tax claim for approval and execution, a purchase agreement with Infocon Corporation of Evansburg, Pennsylvania, to utilize an e-archive system and to charge a $3 annual fee for each tax delinquent property. Year one includes a system setup and installation fee and a total of $11,199.30. Year two is simply a processing and storage fee, and the total for year two is $5,259.30.
Move to approve it.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Any further business? Hearing none, commissioners' reports, Mr. Arner?
None at this time.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yeah, two things. First and foremost, the CARES rent relief program ended effective yesterday. It'll be next week, we plan to make a report on the impact, the number of renters, the number of landlords who had participated in the program. There is a possibility that that program may be restarted for a short period of time. We're waiting for further information on that, but as of now, that program has just concluded. That is being run by the Archdiocese of Allentown on our behalf. And secondly, the Commissioner, Chairman already mentioned that we will have a second round of COVID-19 relief Carbon County, a block grant, period to open for applications, as was stated, 16 to 30 October, and we'll be refining our eligibility guidelines based upon the disbursements that will be going out from the first round. And that'll be coming in the next 2 weeks. That's all I have.
Mr. Notstein?
I have nothing further. Meeting adjourned. Kelly?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, or what?
You good? Melissa?
I think I'm good too.
You're good. All right. Good enough. More than 15 minutes late for a phone call.
Right.
Ted, are we going to call them quick?
Yeah, I'll come in a little later.
Okay.
Excellent.